Bold of you to assume there will be happiness.
I was about to say that.
Bold of you to assume I'm capable of joy. Can't you see it in my face? The happiness I'm expressing?
You look into George's eyes, pure hatred.
Yep. He's staring at a can of mayo chop. Not a bottle, a can.
Why a can?
Don't
Don't
know.
worry about it.
It's somehow worse, that's why.
Good to know. Okay. So... Oh, that's the wrong page.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Wrong page. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z,
Damn it, you beat me to it.
I did. The party finally gets back to Shackleton and finds that a council has been formed in George's absence.
George is trying to contain his disappointment.
It's fine.
Is it?
The council comprises of 6 members.
Who have all sacrificed their names and donned cones.
They have. There is...
In the name of their great mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Long may he live.
I mean, he's lived a long time.
There is the only 2, technically, that you all know, are the chairman and then the... Oh, I wrote it down. Hang on. It was either the secretary or the accountant.
The
I believe it
treasurer?
was the accountant. Or
The treasurer?
The
Yeah.
treasurer spoke
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Don't worry about
She
those
was
other
the
2.
one that... Yeah, she was the one who spoke to Nancy about things that should not be brought up to George if they want to have any sort of peaceable communications with this cult. I mean, organization. Totally not a cult.
They comprise of an old man, an old woman, a decently adult male, adult female, and then a younger, early teens male and female. Yes, the one that Nancy talked to was the youngest female, the treasurer. And she brought up to Nancy a few problems. Mainly the ones concerning Nancy's parents essentially going insane from losing both of their children. There was the problem of the drug dealers that were still within the settlement. And then there were the problems with the doctor that was originally in Freedom's Hill, and the 2 slaves that George and Lucas both saved. According to the treasurer, the drug dealer was just someone they didn't want to have within the settlement, as drugs are bad. Drugs.
Okay.
It was bad. Okay.
I don't like how both of you said okay at the same time.
Okay.
I mean, I was referencing
Right.
South Park.
That's what I was doing.
The council will decide your fate, John.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
The doctor and... I don't want to call them slaves, but they don't have names. The doctor and the 2 slaves, they're not his slaves. I will say that outright.
Are we sure about that?
Maybe.
Possible.
They have been causing problems, as it were, and needed a talking to. It was Nancy's parents that were causing the majority of the problems. her father in particular.
Mhm.
Basically attacking any female that looked remotely like Nancy or Bella. To the point of he will not let them leave their
Mhm.
house if he captures them. And if someone tries to help them get away or they try and get away, they see that in a less than ideal way and attacks them
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
whoever's helping them. So that's fun.
That's probably the only one where George will actively be like, yeah, no, that needs to stop.
And
That's not okay.
Okay.
is he just gonna say it like that? That's not okay.
Excuse me? What? It's like the Stewie meme. It's just like, say that word again. Okay. No, there's no M in it. I know. Say it again. Okay. No, you keep using the M.
And according to them, there is a limited time specifically for Nancy's parents, where action needs to be taken. Otherwise, the council themselves will take action. So if there wants to be a relatively peaceful resolution, action must be made. Otherwise, as the treasurer so clearly put it, the council will decide their fate.
Good.
And they also need confirmation from George that Nancy is in fact essentially vice mayor,
Okay.
because they did not believe her.
Ah.
And
Wait, isn't George the... Actually, did George introduce her as vice mayor? Or
No.
did she... No.
I
Okay.
introduced myself because you did bestow that responsibility
Yes,
upon
he
me.
did. I just couldn't remember if he mentioned that to anyone else.
You were
Yeah.
more concerned at the time of being just carried around towards the men in traffic cone heads.
Yeah, no, I feel like George had a lot on his mind at
So
that particular instant. He's like, yeah,
I
there's a
don't
lot
think
going on.
introductions were on the forefront.
No. I leave for 2 weeks, and you form a cult.
And
Oh my
as
God.
far as you can tell, this council has been acting in the best interests of the town, and have also been acting as a pseudo-religion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the
Mm-hmm.
engineers began to study the stalker corpse you brought with you,
Yep.
as well as you caught sight of a railgun that they were working on.
Mm.
James and Oleg, with a little prodding from Lucas, fought each other. James ultimately being the victor of that fight.
Mm-hmm. Of course. There was no other way that was going to go. I feel like it might have been a more even fight if it was Timothy and Oleg. But even then, I feel like Timothy would have won.
No.
No.
I don't think Oleg would have won at all. I think it would have been done a lot sooner.
I said I thought Timothy would win. I just said it
You
would
said
probably have been
you
a
said
more
you thought it
even
would have
fight.
been. No, that's what I'm laughing at. I don't think it would have
okay.
been. I think it would have been done sooner.
I thought everyone was in agreement that James was infinitely more horrifyingly powerful than Timothy.
James is more physically strong, John's words, but Timothy is tactical.
This is true.
Wasn't that what you said, John?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oleg is not tactical, so yeah, James would have, or Timothy would have had that advantage.
And Lucas, you specifically have found out that James can do something that you previously thought only the wildlife and super mutants can do, and essentially go into a blood rage.
Yes.
So that's
Don't
fun.
piss off the don't anger Grandpa.
I feel like we already knew that. I feel like this wasn't information we necessarily needed. It's like, don't punch bears in the dick. Yeah, no, no shit.
That wasn't on my things to do list.
Oh my god.
Tiny man! Why not on thing to do? It's so much fun in the winter months.
I wish George was there to watch Oleg get his ass whooped.
Specifically, he was knocked out in that fight.
Yep.
So he's out cold. And last thing of note, George, I almost said Lucas. George is currently getting an upgrade on his right arm, left and right legs.
Yep. So the remainder of his limbs.
Except for his torso and his head.
That is true. I mean, I don't consider the torso a limb.
Good.
I suppose.
Currently...
It's arguably the most valuable part of the body.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Arguably. And currently, George is /has been outfitted with temporary arms and legs.
This is true.
So, we have many different scenarios we can follow up with.
I suggest taking care of the guys first, because last session I took everything at the end, so I feel like it's only fair.
George wants to know more about this cult.
Well, George is currently on an operating table. So, George, currently, you are being worked on by Brotherhood engineers, and they are almost sympathetically attaching synth arms and legs to you. And making sure that they function properly. The whole process itself doesn't actually take too long. About a half an hour.
Okay.
So just around the time Nancy finished up her conversation with the treasurer, and Lucas got done counting his winnings.
Why did I just have a perfect image of him rifling through? Like, I know we don't actually use paper money, but I just imagine him rifling through dollar bills and making that laugh with just a massive grin on his face.
Nice.
Nice.
So, is there anything specific that either you, Lucas, or you, Nancy, wanted to do?
I mean, there's a lot I wanted
not particularly.
to do, but I don't...
There's also a couple things you really don't want to do, isn't that right? But you really should. Just saying.
For the sake of expediency, Matt, I believe we went over how many caps you won last time.
I believe so.
So that doesn't need to be done. For the sake of expediency, I will say, basically at the end of everyone doing their own thing, you have the option of rejoining up with Nancy if you want to.
Okay.
If there's something else you want to do.
Well, I know Charles isn't here at the moment, so that's not an option.
Oh, right. Charles is on a mission.
Yes.
Orchestrated by James.
That there's no way that wouldn't make anyone uncomfortable. Ah, yes, your significant other was sent on a mission by Murder Grandpa. What?
Come again?
Murder Grandpa! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I have the urge to call him Grunkle James.
James. I feel like George's a closer fit to Grunkle Stan, though.
You know. So, yeah, is there anything you want to do before rejoining up with Nancy?
Not particularly. I got my winnings. I got what I wanted.
George.
A small part of my mind is like, maybe I should go check in with Hannah, and then the sane part of my mind is like, no, it's an awful idea.
Stay away. Stay far
No,
away.
no, I do need to check in with Hannah because I asked her to try and look out for more pistol mods.
You did.
So,
Which one of you entered her store beforehand?
I think it might have been. I think it was either George or Nancy, but I'm not sure which.
Which one of us did what?
Entered Hannah's store.
Oh, that was me.
Okay.
I was
thought so.
hearing about sleeping gas.
Ah. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, the sleeping gas, the rope.
All of which Hannah just didn't question. It's like, nope, this all seems to be on the up and up for me.
So yeah, you are actually right now coming out of Hannah's store as Lucas is coming up to Hannah's store. George, is there anything you want to do?
George is going to actively seek them out. Actually, he's gonna look for the cult. He's gonna try and find this cult again, so
Okay.
he can at least get some kind of answers about something that's happening. Because
Well-
right now, he's more confused than anything else.
Well, currently, as you're walking down the ramp to come into the settlement, you do see Nancy coming out of Hannah's goods, and Lucas walking up to her store.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
simply wonderful.
Hmm.
And from where you are on the ramp, the only council member that you can see over the entirety of the settlement is the treasurer, who you don't know as the treasurer.
But he would recognize her as a member of the cult.
The traffic cone kind of gives it away.
Good. He's gonna reluctantly approach, but as he gets closer, he's gonna adopt a sort of, friendly demeanor.
Okay.
That might be a good idea.
So
Don't want to scare him away now, do we?
I mean, I kinda do, but
Now, Michael, or George, buddy, that's not very kind now, is it?
Lucas, don't you dare try to talk to me about kindness.
Hey. Just because I kneecapped that guy the first day we actually talked to each other doesn't mean you have a right to criticize me on kindness.
Oh my god.
So Nancy, you see Lucas walking up towards you or Hannah's store, and you see George walking over to the treasurer. What would you like to do?
Faced with choices this day.
So many choices.
Throw sleeping gas at Lucas.
I thought I didn't acquire that yet.
Lucas's final words before he passes out. What the fuck? It's just instantaneous. It hits him in the face. It's like, what the fuck?
You received the rope.
Oh,
She said she was going to look for the sleeping gas. Or
Gotcha.
something similar.
Nancy acquired rope.
Oh,
And
no,
did
no.
she give me the name of the doctor guy I'm supposed to see?
The Rule 34 here writes itself.
No, she did not.
Did she tell me where I could find him?
Yes.
Where is that?
Yes.
Yes, silence.
Yep. Yeah, she did.
Oh,
Where is that?
As far as what they told you, he has his own clinic set up. So, from where you are, the layout of Shackleton, I should probably make up a map for that at some point. The
yeah.
layout of Shackleton is Hannah's is ironically in the middle of the entire settlement.
It was kind of the first building erected.
You know, the three basically community homes, are closer to the ramp, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. And then to the right of Hannah's and to the left of the community homes is the synth, which ironically enough is called James. The synth James's medical center has been set up. And aside from that, there are still a few regular houses that have been built, and it looks like construction on other houses are being done, but not at a rapid pace, since everyone has, a regular place to sleep for right now. There is one building closer to the gate that isn't really marked, and you assume it's a house. It's slightly bigger than the other ones that were built. And then there is the pit for the usual bonfires that are built during the night. If you had to guess, that's where a good majority of all this wood has been going. So, communal bonfires might not be the best thing.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Probably not.
They're fine. What's wood anyway? Just a fuel.
So, I guess I'm gonna just kind of wave to Lucas. That is my choice /
Okay.
decision. And Lucas, if you're looking at Nancy, she doesn't look to be in the best mood, but she doesn't look terrible. Just kind of like, eh.
She's
One of those days.
carrying, I think you said 6 feet of rope.
Oh yeah.
That's it?
I believe
That's
what
it?
you asked for.
I just love the unceremoniousness of that. Just 6 feet of rope, totally normal. Totally normal.
If I'm wrong on that one, let me know. But I believe it was 6 feet of rope.
It's not
I
long.
think
rope.
that's. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Let me see if you put it down on your character sheet.
I should have. Let me.
All right, you got that open.
Yeah, John.
Oh, it was 50 feet of rope.
I was about to
Yeah, that's
say.
a lot more. That's a
John.
significant difference.
It's just a few more inches.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Yes.
who the fuck buys 6 feet of rope?
Oh my god.
It's fine. It's fine.
What kind of basic bitch adventurer buys 6 feet?
Oh my god.
So
I
yes,
need
you
it.
see.
I need it so I can braid my latte cup on the side of my back.
You're locked. That is like the weirdest fucking statement I have ever heard in my life. Braid my latte cup. What? First of all, nothing about that statement makes sense.
No, she's braiding a
Nothing.
cup holder on the side of her back.
Oh my god.
So yes, you see her walking out of Hannah's with a kind of a meh face and carrying a big bundle of rope.
What the? Who the? Why do you have rope?
Why do you care?
I don't like that tone with you carrying that.
Whatever.
That's fair.
You're not my dad. And she starts to walk away.
Jesus Christ! Why is Nancy being such an edgelord?
Got it.
Edgelord Nancy. The next evolution.
Who the fuck pissed in your Cheerios? Oh wait, you
Teenage
don't know what the fuck
Nancy.
those are.
You don't.
You just look at her, there's a little hair over her eye.
Oh my god.
You don't know
You're
me,
not my
Dad.
dad.
As she's walking away. As she's walking away, I
Like
just say to
eyeliner
myself,
on, but it's like
Wow.
way too heavy.
hold up. As you're walking away, I say under my breath, must be her time of the month.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I love how he's not even bothered. He's just like, huh, time of the month. Oh, okay.
She's being a bitch. I'm just gonna let it be.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Guess guess I'll roll a fucking die to see who we're following, because you guys don't want to join up.
I mean, George was fucking gonna talk to the
I mean,
person.
I still need to go to I still need to go to Hannah's.
Still need to go to Nancy's. Nancy's rope emporium.
I want nothing to do with this.
Okay, so
Oh,
for now, we're going with George.
Cool.
Good.
Who is also currently bound.
good.
Nancy, you got to him, didn't you?
George, as you're walking up to the treasurer,
Hmm.
just a
Nancy
hand with a
hog-ties
chloroform
you.
rag comes in front of your eyes.
What the fuck are you doing?
You know this doesn't work, right?
She activates the EMP.
Only dreams. Only dreams now.
All goes dark. Only dreams now. Oh, it's just the Babadook sitting in a chair. It's like, so you appear to be having a rough morning.
You fucking
John.
wake up. You wake up in
Oh
a
my
therapy
God.
recliner, and the Babadook is sitting in an armchair with a notepad. So,
Yep.
I'm
Guys,
here to talk about
guys.
what's bothering you today.
Oh my
guys, I checked my inventory. I checked my
Uh-huh.
inventory, and I have
Uh-huh.
50 feet of rope.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
You do.
You do. We already confirmed this.
Oh, I thought we said it was
5
5.
minutes ago. No.
No,
confirmed
50.
it.
Oh, 50. Okay, so y'all knew. Okay.
Yeah. You just got a big ass bundle of rope.
Yeah.
Which Lucas does not trust.
Well,
with
that's
your
fine.
with your
It is
recent
fair.
tendencies, Lucas doesn't trust it.
So, George,
Mm-hmm.
as you're walking over to the treasurer, you do see that it is the youngest of the 3 women part of the council. She is actively trying to interact with almost everyone she passes. She gives a light bow to everyone. You hear exchanges of pleasantries and greetings.
Mm.
And then she just continues about her day. It seems like right now she's just making the rounds.
Mm.
Good boy, bless you. If he called truffles.
The cult of truffles. That's a different cult that we haven't encountered yet.
But they are growing.
James is the leader.
Not Grandpa
We're
James.
just gonna walk in
Synth
one day
James.
and James is just gonna be wearing a fursuit. It's like, what?
Just kneeling in front
Hey!
of truffles.
Quick, quick,
excuse
on your
me?
knees before the Dark Lord.
You fools! Pay your respects!
George just slowly closes the door and walks away.
I can deal with one cult, not 2.
Oh my god. Oh. Jesus Christ.
So what would you like to
Nobody
do?
He's just gonna kinda just approach her and just kinda. Is it morning, evening, afternoon?
Right now, it's closer to afternoon. So for you, it is
Mhm.
specifically 11:28:15:02.
Good. So I guess we'll go with good morning. It's not quite noon yet.
Okay.
Good morning!
She turns to you with a surprised expression, but still happy. Oh, good morning. How are you today, sir?
I'm well enough. So far.
Yes, I see that you've gotten your arms and legs back. That is most wonderful.
Yeah, these are temporary replacements until I get better ones, but it works.
Well, we are still happy that you can move around and rejoin us.
Yeah, so... Now, I did talk to your leader a bit, and that did clear up some questions. But overall, I'm not gonna lie, I have more questions than answers right now.
Oh, well, please, I do have all the time in the world right now. Any questions you have for me, I will be more than happy to answer for you.
Okay, so where to begin? Now, I know you formed at some point in the past 2 weeks that we were gone. I'm a little blurry on the details.
Well, I do not mean to be rude at all. Truly, I don't. But when you last left us, you did leave us in a bit of a situation. We did not have enough food to last us the entirety of these 2 weeks. There was not enough supplies to go around to really build any shelters or anything, so the weathers and the nights were getting cold.
I do
And
apologize.
oh, no, no. And she almost looks a little panicked.
Hmm.
No, no, please, please, we do not blame you at all. Honestly, we should be thanking you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have founded our council and we wouldn't have been able to truly help people.
Well, I mean, part of being the mayor is taking responsibility for things not going as planned. I left with the hope of bringing back resources, which technically I did succeed, but it took far longer than I'd hoped.
Yes, it was unfortunate, and I do personally admit that I had doubts on occasion of your return. But thankfully, you are back with us, and everything's fine now.
That's the hope. I know a lot of the people here are counting on us to, well, deal with a lot of things.
Yes. While you were away, we had to make a few decisions as a council, and we had to run through some test phases of what the council could and could not do.
Mm.
And originally, the council was just my father, the elderly man that you talked to. And, well, he tried to step in as a pseudo-mayor while you were away, but that didn't really seem to work out, as nobody really liked one individual trying to take power. So, he thought of the idea to try and gather like-minded people as himself, who really just want the best for this town. So,
That certainly sounds like a good approach.
yes, it truly was. So he gathered 6 of us, including himself, and all together from different houses and from different people, we formed the council. And, well, while they may be a tad ornate, and she taps the cone on her head,
George
had been-
resists the urge to laugh.
these have been very wonderful in having others identify us. And, well,
It certainly does make you easy to pick out in a crowd.
yes, I'm glad we picked something so useful. And, well, we had to make decisions on how to get food, how to allocate other people, how we can get workers to chop down some of the surrounding wood. We didn't know who was good with what, so we really had to take that time and get to know everyone within this settlement.
Mm. Well, I'm sure everybody was willing to chip in, or at least most people. I know much of our town's population is comprised from survivors of Freedom's Hill, which survived fairly well on its own. Fairly.
Yes, the majority of the people here have really done their best to try and make the most out of our situation, all in hopes that either you would return or things would get better. And thankfully, both have come to pass.
Yes. I know I have been trying to come up with options for how to handle things during my absence. The council seems a good choice, though I want to better understand it and decide how we're going to operate. I know for myself, I had no intentions of staying in this position forever. At some point, I assumed someone would want to replace me, and we'd hold an election of some kind, and so on and so forth. I would expect the council to operate under the similar concept.
She looks a little taken aback, mainly by your statement of you not always being in this position. But she does recompose herself rather quickly.
I'm gonna say George does catch that. It's like, for the record, as long as the town will have me, I'll stay in power, but I didn't plan on this being a dictatorship. I was going to leave the option open for if anyone ever wanted to challenge me for control of the town, I'd welcome it. Not in combat. And he kind of goes wide-eyed, stared for a moment. Not in combat.
The day you say combat is allowed, Oleg just pops up.
Yep.
Hello, friend! I heard
Yep.
my time has come. As
You
has
don't even
yours.
want to be mayor!
You want to take it!
I don't want man. I want to fight Metal Man.
She does look at you with a bit of sadness. Well, hopefully nothing like that does happen, but if it does, then the council will do their best to work around the new position of mayor and support whoever is in power at that time.
I will offer this if it makes you feel any better. I don't plan on abandoning this town, if that's how you interpreted that. I plan on protecting this place for as long as I can. But if my leadership grows stale and people want someone else to take head, I'm not going to stop them.
She kind of brightens up. Oh, well, that is what the council is for. Any complaints or any suggestions will be brought to us, and before action is taken, we will consult with you. That way, while you're away, we can have the authority to settle small disputes or anything as we need to, and while you're here, we can still not really burden you with too many suggestions, only bring the important ones to you.
I do appreciate that, but my ears, and he kind of does air quotes, ears, are always open. Speaking of which, are there any complaints so far? Anything we need to be worried about?
Well, and she looks down. I did already explain this to someone else. By the way, did you elect someone to be a vice mayor?
Oh, yes, Nancy. Nancy is close friend and trusted confidant. So, in my absence, granted I suspect we'll normally be gone at the same time. Either way, if you have complaints or suggestions, you can bring those to her as well.
Her eyes kind of go wide. That was Nancy? Oh. Alright, well, I did have a little chat with her and told her of the problems.
Oh God.
George
Never
would like
once told her your name.
George would like to roll intelligence because I feel it's within logic. George knows her parents are here. George also knows they were disruptive. He doesn't know to what extent.
Roll intelligence to see if you can piece together something.
Okay. Alright, rolling intelligence. That is a 17.
Okay. From what you've gathered based on her immediate reaction, and also based on Nancy coming out of Hannah's with a humongous bundle of rope.
George starts to unravel the story.
Alongside the knowledge that what she told you was her parents were not the greatest. They are in this settlement right now. and they there have been some complaints, as it seems she was going to talk to you about some. You're able to piece together that something is going on with Nancy's parents. You're also able to piece together that the woman you're talking to was not aware that the young girl she was talking to before was Nancy.
George kind of has a moment of just sort of wide-eyed contemplation. And just kind of looks at her. Okay. So, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and assume we have two particular problem settlers.
She looks a little dejected and also a little angry. Yes, we do have two main problem settlers right now. There are other problem people, but we can get to that later. It appears that Nancy's mother and father have been causing problems. Now, it might just be a similar name to two different people, but based on the incidents that have happened and her own personal reaction to being told this, I feel safe in assuming that that was the Nancy that they refer to when they attack those poor women.
I'll be blunt. You are correct. And I'll also told Nancy that her response was not exactly happy.
Her response was shock and disappointment, I would say.
Her parents weren't perfect, but what you're describing is a step down for them. Clearly their situation has worsened.
Well, truth be told, originally they just kind of hung around, tried to socialize as much as they could. Well, her father did at least. Her mother just holed up in whatever house or whatever small corner would take her.
Yes.
And it appears that alcohol and perhaps drugs were involved. But we can't say for certain about the drugs. They have been attacking young women who have a likeness to either a Nancy or a Bella. And they are fiercely defensive when it comes to them leaving.
Do you happen to know why that is?
From eyewitness accounts as well as just our own personal opinions, it appears to be some form of late insanity, or at the very least, seeing whatever it is they want to see. Whether they truly do see their daughter in these women, I could not say, but at least to them, they believe that their daughters have come home. And if they try to leave again, they do get violent, and if anyone tries to help them leave, it turns more violent for them.
I had hoped we could avoid something like this. I won't talk too much about it. It's not my life, and it's not my story to tell, but do you know of the stalkers, the creatures that take people in the night?
We have heard rumors of them, yes. No children under us have gone missing, though. Everyone is still accounted for, if that's what you're worried about.
It is certainly something I'm keeping appraised of. For clarity, though I imagine personal errands from time to time may draw me out of the town, most of my absences will be in regards to that. I have dedicated myself, as well as my companions, dedicated themselves to eradicating this problem once and for all, whatever that costs. In part, because Bella was taken by the stalkers.
I see. While that does not in any way forgive their actions, it
It does
sheds light
not.
on the situation.
Nancy stayed with them for a while, but couldn't bear to watch them deteriorate, so she ran away. She's made the decision not to reveal herself to them, and whilst I'm not happy with their response, I don't imagine it would have gone well if she had revealed herself to them. We'll
Well,
need to do something about it, though.
Yes, most definitely. I believe that your companion Nancy is taking matters into her own hands on this. Hopefully with your approval, of course. But we did have to tell her, as well as you, sir, that this is a time-critical situation, and should things not resolve themselves, the council will need to make a decision on what happens to them.
I understand. Assaulting citizens is something I'm not okay with, regardless of any connections they might have to us. It's not something I can allow to continue. Though, I would ask that should we be unable to resolve this problem quick enough, we avoid killing them or hurting them at the very least.
She does seem a little shocked, but she does try to recover. Oh, no, no, no. The death penalty is only to be handed down to the most vile of settlers who truly try to disrupt things, either with murder or really anything above murder. I can't really think of much, but aside from that, we would either cast them out or, well, physical punishments were on the table, I must admit.
Well, I'd rather avoid having to build a jail in this town, but I imagine that's something that'll have to be done at some point or another. Regardless, for now we'll try and resolve the situation peacefully. I'll trust Nancy's judgment for the moment, but I'll inquire with her for more specifics and to see if she requires assistance. You've mentioned other problems?
Yes, there were a few other problematic people. It has come to the council's attention that there have been a few individuals within this town who were trying to sell, buy, and all around just barter with drugs of a sort. And truthfully, while we don't mind drugs, we don't really want them going around at this time.
I have a feeling I know exactly who's selling them. Male ghoul?
There is a ghoul involved, yes.
I'll have words with him.
Very good, Mr. Mayor.
I'll see what I can do. I'd settle for at least... For now, I think I'll lay down some ground rules. I'm fine with the sales of chems, but there have to be rules, policies. If he can somehow create a... How do I put this? Reputable business, rather than just selling it behind houses, I might allow it. But I don't want Psycho and Jet driving everyone in the town mad.
She does look a mix of disgusted and happy. Well, I am truly grateful that we are of a like mind on this matter. While My own personal opinions would be to just not have any chems or drugs circulate. I also understand there is a necessity. So, we will do whatever you feel will be best.
Like I said, I'll see if I can't get him to clean up his act. If he's insistent on being as seedy as he's always been, then I might have to be a little more strict. I have a feeling, if it's going to go down that way, we're inevitably going to have to kick him out. He was a bit of a problem in Freedom's Hill, never enough to warrant exile, but in a burgeoning settlement, this could become a problem real quick.
We will leave that matter to your leadership and guidance.
Hmm.
We just ask that at the end of whatever resolution comes to pass, you just inform us so we may keep a record.
Understood.
As well as the issue with Nancy's mother and father. There was one other group that was causing less problems, but still problems.
Hmm.
There is a synth doctor in town. We don't really know his name, but he does have 2 collared women, which we can only assume are his slaves.
His name is James. They are not his slaves. They were liberated.
She looks shocked at you.
Well, myself and one of my companions were the ones who liberated them and left them in his care. Well, I rephrase that. We didn't really leave them in his care. They opted to stay with him.
Well, that does make the situation better, as there are some in this settlement who were not keen on the idea of slavery being allowed. It's good
At
that we
this,
can put rest to that.
George's eyes squint slightly. I have yet to give my clear and concise thoughts on that. The time will come.
Well,
I suppose I can let you know, since you'll be governing in my absence. All are welcome in Shackleton, particularly slaves and those who've been pressed. Slavers, on the other hand.
yes. We were hoping you would be a little harsher with slavers. There are some of us on the council, as well as regular settlers that want nothing to do with slavers.
I understand the name Shackleton might have been a bizarre choice for a name, but there's a reason I chose it. This is a place that I intend to be a refuge for those who have freed themselves of their shackles.
Well, from now on we will turn away any slavers or those dealing in slaves. But
Good.
we will allow the slaves to enter.
I am curious why they are still wearing the collars. I wonder if perhaps they can't get them off. I know some bomb collars are designed very formidably.
Well, one of the main concerns was people were beginning to believe that he was the owner of those slaves. It is good that we can talk with them and let them know that that's not the case. However, However, he is also causing problems, mainly by not listening to the council, nor allowing any council members or any of us who are, well, truly into what the council has been doing. He vehemently refuses to treat us. He believes we are, as funny as it may sound, he believes we are a cult.
George, controls his facial expressions. I'll talk to James. Well, there aren't many of us around anymore. So I suppose I could quantify him as an old friend. He's not terribly talkative.
Oh, done.
No, that's his robotic companion. Kitten. Either way, I'll have words with him. I'm sure he'll listen.
Very good. Aside from that, there were a few minor details that we will need to bring you up to speed on, as well as now that you are back in town. Need your approval on a few things, but those can come later, once these problems have been dealt with.
Alright, I suppose for now I'll head over and speak to James, since Nancy is, I assume, at least attempting to decide what to do about her parents. I'd rather not intrude on that for now.
Of course.
I would appreciate if you could at the very least spread word that the two women with James are not, in fact, his slaves. That is misinformation I feel should be resolved as quickly as possible.
Yes, I will inform the other council members of everything that we have spoken of, and I will begin to spread word that they are not, in fact, his slaves, and he is not a slaver.
If it helps with that, let them know that Lucas and I are the ones who liberated them from a raider camp back in the Freedom Hill days.
Of course.
Well, for now I'll let you get back to it. I'm gonna go speak with James. You have a good day.
You as well, sir.
And George heads off. Now please, someone else.
Are you sure, George?
Yes.
Really, it's a wonder why anyone would think they're a cult.
God,
No
George
idea.
is really gonna have to try hard. Like, I just want you to know, John, if this winds up being an actually innocuous cult who generally are not problematic, but still a cult, life is gonna be real difficult for George, because he's not gonna be able to bring himself to get rid of them. But he's really just gonna be super uncomfortable anytime he has to deal with them. Hello, I'm Mad George, and these are my friends, the Coneheads.
All in unison, greetings.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. There's no Jesus here. God cannot save
There
us
is
now.
only truffles.
There is only truffles. Long may he bork.
I mean, I don't know. I thought they made it very clear. They said they're not a cult.
If you have to say you're not a cult, you're a cult.
Look, Michael,
Oh my
they're not a
God.
cult.
They're not a cult. Come on,
We
man.
just wanted you all to know.
Not a cult.
I'll save the best for last. Lucas!
What? What's up?
What?
What? What?
Oh my God.
Oh, I pulled my hand off my mouse for so long the screen turned off.
I don't know why, but I'm now just imagining Lucas as Jonah Jameson. What? I asked you for pictures of Spider-Man!
I asked for pictures of the stalker yesterday. Why aren't they here today?
Well, sir, most
Don't
cameras
say
are
sorry.
functional.
Get me the pictures of the mole rats now. You said stalkers. I know what I said. Go get me Biggie.
JJ going
God, I
real
can't.
psycho.
But last time we tried to get Biggie, George snapped one of the reporter's necks.
Well, tell George to get his metal ass up here. And if he tells you to bite his shiny metal ass, I'm gonna kick him square in the teeth that he doesn't have.
Just hear through one of the windows, "You'll take this cow over my cold metallic corpse!"
You don't see me. You just see my hand pop out the window with the pistol aimed at you. Give me the cow, George.
It's just in the town of Shackleton. There's just a gang war over Biggie.
Oh, man,
I love it. I
that
love
could
it.
not possibly be more appropriate. There's
Oh.
a gang war over Biggie
If there was
Smalls
ever-
the cow.
If there was ever a point in these recordings which needs to be animated, that.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Give me the fucking cow, George.
Oh
Nancy's
my
kind of like
God.
that outsider who's not really in the war because she's too busy taking care of Tom Hanks.
Yeah. No one wants Tim Hanks. He's remarkably normal. I love to imagine that is his character trait. He is just abnormally normal.
I almost choked on my drink from that statement. Remarkably normal.
He's just so normal.
God, he's just so basic. So bog standard.
The main thing I'm imagining is that Tom Hanks is weirdly smooth. It's like has no bumps or creases whatsoever. It's the perfectly smooth Robin.
Alright. So yeah,
Anyway.
I'm going to Hannah's.
Okay.
Oh.
When
I'm
you
going to check out Hannah's goods.
Mm.
Don't let Charles know I said that.
as you
Even with context, he'd kill me.
he'd kill you for less.
I'm still
What
not
would you do
entirely
for a
okay
clonic?
opening that bottle of whiskey.
Jesus fucking Christ.
As you open the door to Hannah's, are you cautious or not cautious?
Well, I mean, I imagine I'm opening the door at like very shortly after Nancy walked out of it.
Yes.
Why did you have to ask that question, John? Because now I don't trust it.
Right after Nancy
Honestly,
says, "You're
you
not my real
shouldn't
dad."
trust him. You have no reason to trust Hannah's store.
Nancy, as you leave, you just hear a shotgun cock.
Oh my god.
Well,
I am
Alright,
actually
I'm going
baffled
to,
the council did not complain about Hannah.
I'm gonna
They
stand
probably know
outside the
better.
door, on the side of the door,
Mhm.
with the doorknob, and I'm gonna turn the doorknob and then swing it open.
Okay. As you swing it open, you do hear the door needs a little bit of oiling. It is creaking a little.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust.
From inside, you hear, "Hello."
Oh my god.
Are there any traps?
Lucas?
Yes.
There are no traps. No.
For once.
For
Alright.
once.
How can I trust you?
I mean, to be honest, your guards have not lied to us.
Well, truthfully, you can't, I guess. But
Oh my god.
well, I mean, it's safe.
Fine.
Activating hyper laser.
I kind of like as I enter through the doorway, I'm like looking at the sides of the door and trying to see if there's anything hidden.
As soon as you walk in the door, he's coming at you with a baseball bat.
I'm sorry, boss. No.
Oh my god.
As he's running at you, tears are just running down his face. She told me to!
Oh my god.
Wow, there's been a bunch of animation moments so far tonight.
Oh my god.
So, as you enter,
God.
doing your best to search for traps as you're entering through the doorway. You do see one of the guards that you have kind of gotten to know. You still don't know his name, but you've seen him enough.
Scraggins.
He is not an attorney. He's just leaning against the wall, just looking at you.
Look, do you really blame me for not trusting this fucking door?
I don't blame you, no.
Cool. Question. Have you guys been able to get a hold of ballistic 9mm mods?
He kind of looks past you. We have more than just 9mm mods.
Oh.
I blink, and I turn slowly. What do I see on the weapon rack, John?
Well, right now, the bottom floor, there is not a single weapon in sight. The bottom floor is more of a general store, with different types of things that you could purchase. There are a few flasks, some glasses, some broken-ish plates that are ironically on half off.
Are there any guitars?
There is a flute.
There's a flute.
There's a flute.
Well, I'm gonna. In what condition is the flute, John?
It's a little bit rusted over, but it seems like everything is there, even the pipe to clean the flute.
Okay.
It's
How
not
much for the flute?
He looks over at it. You want the flute?
How much for the flute?
Well, I guess... I forgot what she told me. Let me think. What were her words? Well, I guess since I know you, I probably don't have to squeeze the life out of you with money, but I would say a fair price would be 15 caps.
Done.
Okay.
But first question still stands, and that look you gave me. What should I be prepared for?
Be prepared to go to the second floor and... Well, if you like guns, you're going to have a fun time.
Are there any traps going up the stairs or at the top of the stairs?
I've been told not to tell you.
He looks at you. Technically, no.
My level of trust is negative.
What do you mean, technically?
Well, it's not a trap that we set up. It's more of faulty building.
Good.
On all of the stairs, since we've been, and he looks downwards, been building up and up and up.
And up.
Well, if you walk on the stairs too fast or too hard, you will fall through. And you will, depending on which floor you're on, either have a short fall or a long fall into our storage room. Our storage room is less than safe.
A lot of
You hear a
landmines.
roar from below.
I'm gonna guess explosives are down there.
A lot more than explosives, Lucas.
Oh.
I like to imagine he has a wide-eye, like, 1,000-yard stare.
See, I don't like those words you're saying there.
I don't like going down there.
Where?
Why did they work for her again?
And I'm sure she's not gonna want to see me going towards her.
Who knows?
Where's her office?
Well, technically she doesn't have an office.
Mm.
She's kind of made this whole building her bedroom.
In all fairness, synths don't sleep, so
So, for right now, I believe she's on the testing floor, which is our top floor.
why
Well,
is the testing floor the top floor?
well, it's actually probably one of the smartest things she's done.
That means if she causes an explosion, she'll fall the maximum number of floors.
That means if she causes an explosion, the entire building doesn't collapse.
That's a bold assumption.
Let me put it this way. The last time you were on her testing floor, there was just a hole out into the open.
I recall this.
Alright, second floor, here I come.
Do you give him the 15 for the flute?
Yes.
Okay.
I now have flute.
He just tells you, well, pick up the flute on your way up or on your way out.
I'll take it now, on the off chance some random schmuck wants to take it first.
George
My
walks
liking
in.
this place.
Any instruments?
Ah, flute!
He did specifically request a guitar, like 3 weeks ago.
She's working on it, right?
He managed to find a perfectly functional flute.
I didn't say perfectly functional. I just said a flute.
I asked you if it was functional.
It's
I asked
rusted.
you what the condition of it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know how well you think rust can really produce sound.
I
mean, a nice polishing will fix it up.
You polish that shaft.
So you're going to the
Anyway.
second floor?
Yes.
How are you going to the second floor?
I'm going up the stairs very carefully.
Okay. With going carefully, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And as you get to the second floor, you see that it is in complete disarray as opposed to the first floor, everything on shelves, everything neatly lined up. On the second floor, there are guns everywhere. There are some guns that are dismantled, some guns that are essentially duct taped together. There are some guns that are welded together. Ammo is strewn across the ground. There are ammo boxes filled with the correct types of ammo. Presumably someone tried to organize, then gave up. It really seems like this floor is made for weaponry and ammo.
Mm-hmm.
There are extended magazines for 9mm pistols lying on the ground. There are laser sights and other sight modifications that you can make. There are taken apart pistols with a stronger handle. There is a extension for the barrel to make it shoot longer ranges. Overall, there are a good majority of modifications that you can find.
Okay.
It also seems like if you wanted, there are enough parts lying around that you could build your own gun.
Okay. Well, Lucas is not the kind of man to want to carry an excessive number of ammunitions. Unless there was a means for me to have an ammo pouch instead of just shoving my shit into one backpack.
You could try and find an ammo pouch if you wanted.
I'm gonna look around. Is there someone manning this floor right now?
There is a single guard on this floor, much like the guard below you, leaning against the wall, seemingly just board.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
He looks over at
How's
you.
it going?
You know.
I mean, I guess that's a fair statement working for.
It's not bad. There are perks.
I would hope so, with the bullshit that her customers need to deal with every now and then.
We get it worse.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Well, she doesn't really have a concept of money, so we get occasionally enormous amounts, occasionally small amounts of money.
Kind of balances itself out.
It balances itself out by us getting paid in whatever weapons and armor she brings in. She says we get first dibs.
I imagine you're not just carrying around all the good stuff and just kind of taking what you need, yeah?
Well, since considering where we are, we don't really feel the need to be as heavily armored as we used to.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're looking to find something up here in this mess?
Yeah. Well, I guess one thing to start things off, an ammo bag, because I'm looking for something to keep my rounds in, and munitions other than just my backpack.
Well, I assume we got ammo bags in here somewhere.
Right.
Let's see. Either I can do the work and try and find one for you, and you look for something else. Or if you got the time, sift through, try and find an ammo bag, and maybe you'll happen upon something else you want.
Alright. Well, how about an option number 3 where I start looking for the ammo bag, possibly find something? But could I request you looking around for 9mm mods?
What kind of 9mm mod?
John, would you hate me if I just remade... if I just remade my other one?
Possibly. I mean, to be fair, there is enough parts here to basically remake the mods you have on that one, on the other one.
I kind of I'm going to place my original 9mm on the table. I want to try and remake this one with my second 9mm.
Alright, that sounds doable. And then you're both
Do you remember what mods are in it? Huh?
Yeah, it has a silencer on it, an extended mag, a red dot sight, and I believe an automatic receiver.
Yes. Yes.
Was there anything I missed?
No, that's what it has. It's the silencer, the receiver, the extendo mag, and the red dot.
Okay. So I want you to roll perception.
Okay. You rolled a 7. Oh, good.
You find a guitar and immediately trip and destroy it.
Somewhere you feel hatred building.
George, wherever he is, just hears. He's like, was that the sound of a guitar being destroyed?
Oh, that bitch. That fucking bitch did it, didn't he? Lucas!
He just knows. Lucas, you sack of shit!
He's just standing right next to you. What'd I do? You just punch him in the face.
Ah, Mike!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
So the hard pressed to call him shopkeeper, but that's what he's been delegated to. The shopkeeper, based on his role and your role, it takes you a decent chunk of time to search through this mountainous pile of weapons, scraps, and ammunitions. Over the course of about 35 minutes, just sifting through everything, you are able to find 4 different types of pouches. There is a pouch made up of just regular leather. It's kind of on the small side, seemingly enough to hold, I'd say, about 50 rounds.
Okay.
There is a larger one made out of just fabric. It seems like its original purpose was not to be a pouch, but it has been turned into a pouch.
Okay.
You don't know how reliable it'll be under a lot of weight, but it seems like it can hold around 100 to 150 bullets.
Okay.
Then there is a large leather sack, still small enough to hold in your hand, but basically when you think of someone holding up a sack with a big dollar sign on it, it's that. Just without the dollar sign.
It's a big drawstring sack.
Yeah. So that can
Okay.
easily hold upwards of about 1,000 bullets.
Okay.
And then there is a 4th bag made out of rough, leathery textures. It has a very weird feeling to it. It doesn't feel like leather, but it doesn't feel like animal skin.
Okay.
It
It's
seems
pleather.
like it can... Huh?
It's pleather.
It seems like it can hold roughly 300 to 400 bullets. The bag itself looks kind of sturdy. It's also stitched together in some places. But
Okay.
aside from that, it looks like it can hold enough.
Okay. So there's this last one which looks like it's made of synthetic material. Is it like?
It looks
Are we
like it looks like a skin of an animal or something that has been stitched together to form a pouch.
Okay. And you said that can hold roughly 400, 500 rounds?
300 to 400.
300, 400. Okay. I kind of hold that one up. How's this one? You got a price on this?
He looks up at it, looks at you. Yeah. If you want that one, just take that one.
I look at him. Why?
He looks at you confused. You don't recognize human skin?
I look at it.
Who?
Ah.
I kind of look at him. I hold my hand up. Not particularly. I'm not very familiar with it after all these years. And I just kind of like, I just kind of turn around and drop it on the ground.
I'm just gonna not question my Hannah has that because I feel some questions are better left unanswered.
I would like to imagine as you drop it, you just hear him behind you. Ah, poor Randy.
Oh my god.
So there was that one. There was the fabric one, which probably can't hold a terribly large amount of weight.
The fabric one seems like it's been made into a pouch out of necessity, but it looks like if you put enough weight on it, like, the full 100 bullets, it might rip, it might not.
Okay.
Then there's the big drawstring sack that can hold 1,000 bullets, and the small pouch that can hold 50 bullets. And the human skin pouch that can hold a clean 300 to 400.
Cool.
I feel like you're legitimately contemplating the human flesh patch.
No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Positive?
I mean, the drawstring one is ugly as sin, but it's gonna be the best for what I got.
300 to 400 bullets is nothing to scoff at.
I mean, look here, I'm not gonna be dragging around a human flesh sack.
You could.
I'm not carrying a meat sack.
Super meat sack.
Oh god.
So, I'm gonna take the. I'm not gonna take. I'm gonna kind of hold up the drawstring one, and kind of shivering as I glance back at the other one. Anyways, what about this one?
He looks up at you. That one. Well, for that one, doesn't really have much use to us. I would say a clean 10 caps, and you can have it.
I'm fine with that. How you doing on finding them mods?
Well, I managed to find them all. He pulls out a silencer, an automatic receiver, an extended magazine, and a red dot sight.
And a rubber duck.
That's
Now this is my personal favorite.
Now, is there anyone in the building currently? No, not Hannah. Is there anyone other than Hannah who could install those here currently, or?
Well, aside from Hannah, there's none of us that can really attach modifications.
All right. How much for the mods by themselves, without installation?
Without installation, it would be, and he looks over all of the mods. Well, since we have to turn a profit, I would say about 300 caps.
Deal.
All right. Good doing business with you.
All right. And I'm just gonna, in my inventory, just mark down. And I'm gonna now add a secondary inventory for munitions. I imagine, John, this bag is big enough that I could quite feasibly hold my grenades in it, so long as I'm not overloading it with piles of ordnance.
You can, yes.
Cool. Then I'm just going to, at the bottom of my sheet, I'm just gonna make myself another sheet because another page, because it's getting kind of ridiculous.
That's probably what I'm going to suggest my players do, is just kind of like keep track of your inventories and other...
I will say, if it's just ammunition, you can pretty easily hold it around, like, just tie it off to your waist and not have to worry about it. If you're trying to hold more than just ammunition, like grenades, maybe some other weapons, or just use it as a backpack, you're going to have to carry it like a backpack.
That's fine. I imagine, I'm just trying to have something to free up my actual backpack space. So, ammo pouch, and I'm gonna underline that. Wunderbar. And into the ammo pouch goes. And I imagine this is mainly just flavor-wise for where I'm keeping the ammo. I'm logically going to have magazines at the ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for the sake of it, if you wanted to use it as a backpack, just have 5 inventory slots. If you want to use it as an ammo pouch, yeah, just keep it as an ammo pouch.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Again, I'm not going to be loading it with explosives out the ass. I'm just trying to free up my actual inventory space.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to look to the guy because I don't really have much use from these that much. If I was to sell you guys some energy cells, how much per charge?
Well, I could probably get away with giving you 2 caps for 1 charge.
Alright.
How many you got?
On me, I've got 132. So,
Well,
it's up to you.
You'd be
I was
getting
thinking
a
of
good
getting-
portion of your caps back, but
I was thinking of handing off 100 of them, keeping the other 32 maybe for simple fire starters.
Well, if that's what you want, then I can give you a clean 200 caps for them.
I'm okay with that.
Then he hands you 200 caps.
Thank you.
Anything else you need?
Let me think. Is there anything else I immediately need? I guess just an actual holster for the second pistol instead of just me keeping it in my coat pocket.
Alright. That's doable. Simple 10 caps and you'll get your holster.
Wonderful. Alright. And I am all set, I guess.
Alright, well, do come again.
You'll probably see me again. Tell Hen I said hi, I guess. As I hear an explosion upstairs.
Well, she'll be delighted to know that you stopped by. Be careful on your way down, and be careful on your coming back.
I will say I'm happy that there aren't any traps around.
He sighs. They're still around. They're just better hidden.
I lower my head. Do I need to be worried about going down the stairs?
You don't need to be worried about the first 2 floors.
What are the other 2 floors? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, the floor above she turned into our bedroom / her playroom. Going to bed and getting up is an adventure. It keeps us, as she puts it, trained for any eventualities.
Good morning. There are bees in your pillows. Oh,
Good morning, boys. There is noxious gas pumping into this room as we speak.
The doors are locked, the windows have been sealed shut. You currently have 10 minutes before your nervous system shut down and you fail my test. Are we gonna die? No, but you might have a bit of damage for the next couple weeks if you fail. Have fun!
He does look at you a little happily. Our reflexes have been getting better.
Well, that's positive.
Almost
Alright.
broke my leg when I failed one of her tests, but I didn't.
Good.
The 4th floor is her testing grounds. don't go up there without invitation.
We are not liable for injury done to any individuals entering the premises without authorization. That kind of deal.
Well, technically we are liable, but usually those who end up in her more serious traps don't really have any complaints anymore. So far, nobody has lost their life. No one has really gotten seriously injured. But there is a danger.
Alright. Fair enough. John, as a player, I'm asking, did I see any armor or apparel on this floor, the first floor?
The only armor that you have seen was on the first floor, and it was less armor, more clothing.
Okay.
George wants to go to Hannah's.
You don't know there's clothing there. Shut up.
George is on a quest for two things: guitars and fedoras.
Oh my god.
He needs to find his lemon yellow fedora.
Oh my god, why do I feel like it would be a lemon yellow fedora?
Because I've always envisioned George as a human in basically the like yellow Vault-Tec suit that the representative has in Fallout 4.
That's fair.
I've just imagined George human form as Michael Jackson from Thriller.
Yes.
Why though?
Why
know.
not though?
Is this like his patron saint being Ronald McDonald? There's no real reason for it. It was just
Michael Jackson's patron saint, patron deity is Ronald fucking McDonald.
Jesus.
Um,
Ba 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 ba.
You'll die of a heart attack.
As you're talking, I would like to imagine that as you were talking to the treasurer, you just hear, ba-da-ba, oh no.
Your patron is not okay with this. So Wilson is a warlock in your game, and you're a warlock in John's game.
Apparently. Oh, that is apparently what has happened. Yes.
I'll say, as I head downstairs, I'll kind of poke around. And I'll ask the guy at the desk or leaning against the wall down there. Odd question before I head out. Have you got any face masks?
He looks around the general store, as it were. Well, right now we don't seem to have any masks of any kind, mainly just hats, shirts, and pants. We're working on shoes. We're working on it. We can start looking out for some masks if you want one.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to one, but I'd essentially be looking for a more high-end welding mask. Not the box mask, but one that's more form-fitting.
Well,
I'm as for reference for you, John, basically the gauge mask from Payday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We make no promises. We don't really go too far when we go out trying to restock the inventory.
Well, don't worry too much about it if you happen to find it. Sure, but don't go out of your way for it, I guess. Is Hannah upstairs at the moment, or is she around the town, or is she down here?
Last we saw her, I believe your friend Nancy went to go talk to her on the fourth floor.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone seen Nancy since then? I know we have. It's...
You got an intercom to call her down?
You can scream.
He looks at you, kind of dumbfounded, Oh my god, we don't have to go up there if we have one of those.
No, you don't.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Okay.
You've
A
opened a
sudden
new world of
realization.
possibilities where his legs get to remain attached to his body.
He looks at you with childlike gratitude. Well,
His eyes are wide. He has a slight grin on his face. It's like Charlie. It's like Charlie getting the golden ticket. It's that expression.
Basically that expression.
I might live to see another day.
Well,
That might be guaranteed. Partly.
right now we don't have one of those, but we definitely have a new highest priority when we're out scavenging. We're going to need to figure out a way of how to build one of those, install one of those, and make sure we never have to go up to that hellhole again. Thank you.
Well, can I? If I give you this bit of caps, can I trust you and your fellow guardsmen to work towards reinforcing the stairs and just the structuring a bit, and also using what you can from what I'm about to give you for an intercom?
Well, you don't have to pay us for the intercom. That is something that I believe I speak for all of us here. We desperately want.
Well, then how much do you think would be a feasible amount to go towards reinforcing the stairways and the supports for the building between floors?
Well, we would have to go into the... And he kind of shudders. Storage room. But we can get it done.
What is wrong with storage room?
Used to say. I would say a fair trade for that would be... Well, I never thought I would put a price on my life, but 200 caps.
You said 250 caps?
200 caps.
250 caps, got it.
Okay.
I'm glad to see you think my life is worth $50 more than I think.
I'm glad to see that you think my life is worth an entire fifth more than what I thought. Or an entire quarter more than I thought.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So you give him 250 caps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll try and get all the repairs done, at least for the first and second floor. No guarantees on the third and fourth.
I'm more concerned about the livelihood of the patrons coming in.
Yes, that is
Yes,
a concern.
if you can reinforce your living quarters with air quotes, then by all means, I'm sure myself would also appreciate being able to come to this shop and see you fine folk still living.
It would be nice to wake up without the fear of falling to our doom.
Alright, well, thank you for what I have come here to acquire today, and have a good day.
You too, and really, thank you for the intercom idea. Thank you.
Oh, fuck. One last thing, I guess. Do you guys have Stimpaks in stock?
Stimpaks.
You got some
I'm awake.
Stimpaks?
I'm awake. Look, it's been a long trip, okay?
Well, we don't usually sell in Stimpaks or meds yet, but there are a few medics in town. There is a chem dealer I know of that sells some Stimpaks.
Is he a ghoul?
Yeah, he is. How'd you know?
Is he hairy?
I don't
Is he
know his
Harry?
Is his name Harry?
He just said he doesn't know his name.
Well,
No. Well, I couldn't fucking hear because you were flapping your gob.
Good.
yeah, he said last time he was there, he didn't say his name.
Real smartass.
I wouldn't call him smart, but he was an ass.
That's a fair description. Yeah. Alright. Where's he at?
Well, I mean, he kind of wanders around. He usually only comes out from whatever hole he lives in at night.
Alright. Then I guess I'm gonna be out in the streets at night.
Alright, just try not to be mistaken for him. You are a ghoul after all.
Yeah, I'm also a decent bit in better shape than he is. Last I saw the fucker, he didn't look too great. Clothes are fucked up. Crooked smile. Always had a crooked smile.
Locked in a cell.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was one of the ones we got from the colonists, right?
Well,
I think the motherfucker owes me a stim back, anyways.
Bold of you to assume he values his life.
alright, well,
Alright.
wish you luck.
Alright, you got a name, seeing as I've been coming here more and more often.
Well, my name is Jake.
Didn't ask the first guy's name.
This is the first guy.
Oh, it
Didn't
isn't?
ask the second guy's
It
name.
is.
Yeah, he's on the first
Oh.
floor right now.
Oh, okay. I guess
Yeah.
I missed the part where he went back to the
What?
first floor.
Yeah. What's the guy upstairs?
Oh, his name is Josh.
Jason. Okay.
And now we have met officially John's self-insert character.
Yep.
Jake and Josh.
Bold of you to assume.
Oh my god.
Alright, see you later.
Wait, does that make Hannah the Megan of this scenario?
Jake, not Drake.
Oh, you're right. Damn it.
Alright. John, my next task is to go up to the armory for the Arkwing.
Alright, well, your next task can wait.
That's fine.
Nancy!
Oh boy.
Give me
Here we
1
go.
second, and I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay. I have a to-do list. Very big.
The dolphins scream.
Nancy's trying to roofie her parents.
Good. Good. I really want George to just sort of walk in 75% of the way through this plan. Just like walk into a room, see Nancy with her parents gagged and tied in the corner. It's like, well, I can't say I'm surprised. But I really should be.
Sociopaths, right?
Yeah.
Right. Holds up an EMP grenade.
That's it. I'd like
Nancy,
to
calm yourself.
I'd like to keep my limbs this day.
Since when have you ever wanted to keep your limbs? Presses the button.
Every time I fall asleep, he takes my arms. Oh my god.
Also, you now have new legs. I forgot, which legs did you get?
Wait, who are we talking about?
You.
You.
George will have basically legs and an arm that matches the previous arm, so all basically power armor enhanced. Right
Well,
now,
but
he's
you have
wearing
temporary.
yeah, he's wearing like Gen 2 synth temporary legs.
Ah, so you got basically what you had.
Yeah,
These
but
are my
less,
temporary legs.
less.
They're
nice.
a bit shit.
Yeah, a bit garbage.
Garbage. It's not garbage. It's
John
fancy
is
garbage.
I can tell how unhappy John is that I asked if I could just remake my other pistol.
Oh, you mean the stupidly broken thing you have? Yeah, no, sure.
Hey, fuck off. Fuck off.
I mean, at least you won't be rolling for it with a rigged die.
Fuck you. I still roll with a plus 11.
A whole new world.
So when do you have to leave, Miguel?
9:30 at the latest.
Okay, I'll have time, I think. Maybe. We'll see. If-
Yeah, I'll save. Oh my god. fucking trash can. Or not trash can. Fucking traffic cone cult.
Yes. The best cult.
God. George is really just trying to decide how he's gonna deal with this issue.
Good luck with that.
Now, if you excuse me, I have to go hog tie and roofie my parents. Oh my god. I can't worry about your stupid problems right now. I have to go drug my depressed parents. Leave them out to die in the desert.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
I love all the assumptions you guys are making about what's going to happen next. I love
I'm
them.
sure that we're wrong, but it's just the fact that you just fucking bought.
Look, I'm trying not to have impure thoughts about Nancy, but you're turning her into a dominatrix, and it's making it harder and harder.
This is a Christian Fallout D&D campaign.
That is a bold assumption. This is a Satanist RPG campaign, and there will be no other assumptions otherwise.
No, I have a question. Was the "it's getting harder and harder" part also supposed to be an innuendo?
Probably. If you have to ask,
it wasn't, but I didn't deny it as I was saying it.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
So Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What?
You ready to go dominate your parents?
Okay.
Go dominate daddy?
No.
Oh my god, why?
Not here. Not now.
Don't
Not
like
ever
that.
again. Not here. Not
Thanks,
now.
I
Not
hate
ever
it.
again.
God.
Okay. So, John, Nancy would like to go to a place that sells clothing.
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, you just left that place.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only place?
It's the only store in
really
town.
the only store in existence right now.
Oh man.
All other stores are closed forever.
Can I go back and get clothes?
You can, yes.
I'm gonna wait for Lucas to leave.
Good.
What have you been doing during this time?
Hiding behind the building.
Can
He's
George
been in there
find
for
her?
about 40 minutes.
Can
I'm
George?
watching and
Can George-
waiting.
George, hold on.
I don't feel
I
safe.
I would like to roll for stealth.
I would
I feel
also
less
like
safe.
to roll for stealth.
May I roll for stealth?
Go for it.
I'll roll the nat 20.
I
Why are
rolled
you
an
rolling for
18.
stealth?
George wants to secretly just sort of stand near Nancy.
Make a perception roll before that.
Oh, to find her? Okay.
Yes.
I rolled an 18 to hide.
Okay.
I rolled a 16 for perception.
You do not find her.
Dang it.
Ah,
Can I use the nat 20 for something else?
no.
No. No, you cannot.
Damn it!
So,
The acquisition will have to wait another day.
Alright, so if you want to stay hidden behind Hannah's shop for 40 minutes, you can.
I do this.
Okay.
Why? I feel unsafe.
Good.
That is coming for me.
You do see Lucas leaving Hannah's shop and
John, she's gonna beat me to it. Or beat you to it.
heading towards the Archwing.
Mm.
Okay. Is there a window into Hannah's shop?
On the ground floor? No.
The fuck are you doing?
Okay. I'll go through the door then, like a normal person, I guess.
Okay.
I was gonna be cool, but oh well.
Gonna break into Hannah's store through the window.
I was gonna ninja roll in and be like, "Sup, fellas, I'm back."
When you go through the front door, the guard that you saw before just gives you a slight nod and oh, you're back.
Yeah, I forgot something. You guys have clothing, right?
We do, yes.
What floor is that on?
Well, it's on the ground floor right now.
Oh, okay. Good. Do you guys have trench coats?
Jesus Christ, what is happening?
I feel so unsafe.
Sleeping gas, a trench coat, and 50 feet of rope. What
This is
is
not-
happening?
This is not the porno I was expecting.
Shame on you.
And I also want a fedora.
This is a Christian dominatrix club. Thank you very much.
Roll perception.
Oh,
I'm rolling
Good God.
perception.
Yeah, to try and find what you want.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 15.
Okay. You do not find the trench coat, but you do find the fedora. There is only
Okay.
one of them.
What kind of coats do I find?
You do find big puffer coats. There are a few just regular black jackets. There is a leather jacket with a big snake on the back.
Oh no.
I'm gonna pass that one up, but it was tempting. I want.
Rattlesnakes.
Is this fedora a regular color?
It is
Puce.
black.
No, it's puce.
It's black.
Oh, my
It's a black
God.
fedora. Okay.
Did we both say puce?
Yes, we did. Both said puce.
Which one of these, when Nancy puts it on, looks the most masculine?
The leather jacket with the snake on the back.
Lies and slander.
No,
It's
those
either
are all
that-
pussy bitches.
It's
They
either that,
really are.
a puffer jacket, or just a regular coat. If you're asking what
The
makes you look
regular
most
coat.
masculine, it's a leather jacket.
Alright, I'm gonna take
Plus
the
10
leather
points to
jacket and tear off the
masculinity,
snake.
minus 7 to coolness.
I
I'm
will
gonna
let you
take the
know
leather
there's
jacket and tear off the snake.
I will let you know now, there is no way to tear that snake off without ruining the jacket.
Mm.
So be it.
You
I
bitch.
ruined the jacket.
Okay. So you tear off the snake. You do have a leather jacket with a big hole in the back.
Good.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Now, how much is all of this?
Well, considering I just watched you tear that jacket, you have to buy it. I would say a good 20 caps sounds fair.
Fair to me. She tosses him the caps, puts on her new attire, puts up her scarf and her goggles, and heads out.
Okay. I will say that right now it is getting to be around 2 o'clock-ish.
Alright.
So what would you like to do after you leave Hannah's? You are currently wearing a leather jacket, a fedora, a face cloth mask, and goggles. You are
Yep.
getting a lot of looks.
Good.
Mm.
I would like to say, if I may, that Nancy
No.
stuffed the rope into the shoulder pads of the jacket to look more beef.
Oh my God, that's what 50 feet of rope.
Or at least as
look like
much
a
as she could
super
without
mutant.
making it look really weird.
You look like a really weirdly proportioned super mutant.
Make an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Oh, my
That's
God.
16.
16? Okay. You are able to, I would say just because of the roll, use the mirror inside of Hannah's store to make yourself look as masculine as possible, you do now have wide brim shoulders. They look slightly unnatural if someone's really looking at you hard, but at a glance, it looks natural.
Cool.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's 50 feet of rope.
I love it.
Oh my
So now
God.
Nancy's heading out, and she's heading towards the closest bar or drinking area. Someplace with a bartender.
Well, there is no bar.
You know
Isn't
of
there
a
one
bar.
inside?
Yeah, in the Arc
In
Building.
the Arc Wing?
In the Arc Wing, yes.
I'm going in there.
Okay. As you start walking up the ramp to the Arc Wing, and as you're about to go into the main hub floor, one of the guards up there stops you. Hey, I thought we told you people no settlers can go onto the Arc Wing right now. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to turn back.
I'm not a settler, and she takes off her goggles.
He looks at you, blinks 3 times.
And
Just tells me
scarf.
that.
And scarf. I have access from Timothy.
Is this like fake taxi?
Roll charisma.
Oh my God.
19.
Okay. He looks at you for a minute. Looks as if he's about to turn you away, but one of the passing scribes notices you, gives him a little information about who you are, and that you do actually have permission. And he does let you through, although he is eyeing you suspiciously.
I give him a tip of my new fedora and thank the scribe as I walk by. And then I put the goggles and scarf back on.
Milady.
My paladin.
My pal.
My paladin.
Oh my God. What is happening?
Okay. You are getting quite a lot more looks.
That's fine.
And you're going to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your
I
plan
thought
at the
this
bar?
through, people.
What is your plan at the bar?
Bold of you to assume there's a plan.
Alright, so are you taking the stairs or the elevator?
Take the stairs.
Okay. It's a bit of a workout for you as you're walking up the stairs. You do manage to make it to the bar, and as soon as you walk in, the bartender looks at you, gives you a very weird look, and keeps doing what he's doing, but is just keeping his eye on you. In the bar
She kind of
right
does
now,
that. She does that thing where you silently look at someone and just kind of give them the chin up, like, sup.
Jesus Christ.
My God.
Okay. In the bar. In the bar
I feel
right
like
now.
we're all experiencing this bartender through look. We know.
All
We
three of
get
us
it.
are like, what's gonna happen? She's like, I got this. We're like, you really don't.
Well, no, because we don't know what this is.
Okay.
For all we know, this is all going perfectly according to plan.
So, in the bar, there is a table of paladins who currently have their helmets off but are still wearing the base armor. It seems like they're either on break or just taking a break, or off rotation. There is a table of scribes just horsing around, messing around, playing a little bit of poker, but not too into the game. And then there's just a table with a few of what you can imagine are just basic soldiers, those who don't have the power armor. They're lined up at the bar on the stools, just getting drinks. And then the bartender, who is serving them drinks but still has his eye on you, did not respond to your chin-up nod.
Is there a part of the bar that's kind of like not a lot of people sitting at it?
Yes, there is. There
I'ma
is the
sit there.
far side of the bar. On
I'm
one of the
sitting at the
stools.
far side.
Okay. The bartender, after finishing up with the soldiers, walks over to you. Yes, can I help you?
I got a question.
Sure.
Who in this room is the most reliable man? Someone who can get shit done.
Well, I would.
And is looking for a little extra caps.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Wherever George is, he's screaming internally and he doesn't know why. It's like, right now, Nancy, this bartender probably thinks you're asking for a hitman. And is probably thinking to himself, yeah, I should go report this to Timothy and James as quickly as possible.
And then Timothy will get down here, and he'll see you, and he'll just walk up behind you. You won't even know he's there. He'll walk up behind you, and then your hat and your goggles will come flying off. And all of a sudden, you're gonna notice this, and he's just gonna be sighing in disappointment. What in the world are you doing?
Do you really want to know?
Yes,
Or
we
do
are
you just
all
want to go about your
dying
day
to
and
know.
pretend this never happened?
He looks at you a bit oddly. Now, before I give you any information, are people going to be killed?
Absolutely not.
Very well. Is there going to be some roughing up?
I don't intend to rough up anybody.
I do not believe you.
Good enough answer. Well, based on their rank, I would say the most trustworthy and people who can get shit done, as it were, would be those 3 paladins over there. And he points towards the 3 paladins without their helmets on.
Those 3 once got a coffee for James and lived.
I'm gonna.
It's a miracle.
They're heroes around these parts.
I'm going to look at them for a second. Which one of them looks the most antisocial?
Well, considering all 3 of them are sitting at a table, drinking and talking to each other.
The one on the left.
Make a perception roll.
Oh my god.
Who looks like they would rather not be in the conversation? I guess
Rolls
is
a
what I'm
net.
asking.
Rolls a net
Make a
20.
perception
Or I.
roll.
Rolls a
16?
net 20.
16?
Oh.
Okay. The one on the right. Right, so the way that the table is set out is it is a round table. There is one sitting closer to the door, one in the middle, and one who has his back slightly towards you. You just see the profile of him as he's talking. There is the one closest to the door is a female. She looks slightly bored, but is still seemingly enjoying the drinks. There is the one in the middle who is laughing boisterously and having a real good time. And then there's the one who you can only see his profile. He's not smiling too much, but he seems to be, still enjoying himself. So it doesn't really look like any of them don't want to be there, but 2 of them definitely look like they're bored with the middle one's shenanigans.
You recognize the one on the left is no friend Steve.
Never liked that, Steven.
No.
He's a real
gonna-
bitch.
Give the bartender 5 caps and tip my fedora and say thanks for the info.
Please stop tipping the fedora.
Never.
He takes the caps
Must,
cautiously.
my lord.
Well, glad I could help.
and I head over to the table kind of casually as one can in this weird-ass outfit.
Uh-huh.
You stumble over awkwardly, squeaking as you walk.
And I sit on the other side of the table, opposing the three of them. Mind if I stay here?
They all seemingly stop conversations and look at you. The female on your left is looking at you, basically studying you. The one in the middle looks like he's about to burst out laughing at your getup, and the one on the right of you just looks confused. And it is the woman on your left who speaks up first. Can we help you?
I was just wondering if I could sit down.
Well, there are plenty of other tables. Why does it have to be here?
I'd like some good company, and you all seem to be in fairly good cheer. Is that a problem?
It's a problem when you are not in Brotherhood uniform and the guy in the middle just starts laughing. And you look like an idiot!
He dies first.
We laugh, but he insulted her honor and must be sacrificed.
Nancy starts laughing too.
Okay.
This just makes them visibly uncomfortable.
I'm glad you like my outfit. And she sits down.
I thought you were already sitting.
Oh boy.
I was asking if I could sit down.
Michael.
Okay.
His brain crashed.
Good. Good to know.
So the one in the middle is still finding this hilarious. The one on the left the one on the right, he seems to still be studying you, still wondering who you are, but isn't really saying anything. The woman on your left is seemingly the one that's doing a lot of the talking. You can sit. Is there anything you need?
Well, I guess if you're asking, I was just going to try and have a
Don't think you're
pleasant
giving them an
conversation
opportunity to not ask.
and ask you guys how you felt about my new outfit. But since you ask, I guess I do have a little, I guess a job if anybody's interested in getting a few extra caps. Simple job. It's like pet
I
sitting.
need you to mug a fat man and his bitch of a wife.
Oh my god! I need you to beat up a fat alcoholic and a scared woman. Good.
It's a simple job. It's like pet sitting, but a little different. If any of you are interested,
What?
Oh my god.
Why are you killing me?
when the DM says, "Oh my god,"
Okay.
you know.
The one in the middle is losing his shit right now. Basically,
I'm playing him right now.
from this point on, I was gonna say any reaction Matt has is his reaction. The one on the right is seemingly has lost interest in what you have to say and is just going back to his drink, still listening in, seeing if he's interested in doing it, but he doesn't think he is. The woman on the right narrows her eyes at you. Is anyone going to die?
No.
Okay, well, what?
Pet
Keep
sitting
this
job.
up, I
Why would
might.
I ask you to kill somebody that's a pet?
Well,
Why are they a pet?
what,
Are you a slaver?
what kind of animal are we going to be pet sitting?
Tell you
Go
what,
on.
I understand this is kind of a strange one, so I'll leave you be. And she starts to get up. But if any of you are interested,
No. I
I'll
love
be
pets. Is it
in,
a dog?
if any of you do really want to know more, you can talk to me
I'll even do a baby
outside of
Yawboy at this
Hannah's
point.
Goods. I'll see you there. And she puts her hat and leaves.
I did not hear where you said for them to meet you.
Hannah's.
Hannah's Goods, 5 o'clock, tips hat, and leaves.
You're telling us to go see Hannah's Goods for a pet. Is it a beaver?
I said outside of Hannah's Goods.
It's a cat.
But
Okay.
I will tell you this, and she turns back around. I only need one person for the job.
Oh, boy.
The woman is still looking at you. Do they
She's
need to
staring
be
at her
strong?
colleague. Like, shut up.
What did she say?
Do they need to be strong?
They need to be quiet.
Oh,
And I
it's
leave.
not me.
And I leave.
Okay. Are you going to talk to any of the other groups?
Nope, I'm out. I'm outie. I'm going straight to Hannah's.
Okay. Do you want George and Lucas to see you?
I mean,
Lucas went up to
I
the
think
armory
you're
before she
gonna
got
have
to the
to-
Arkwing.
I think
know.
she's gonna have to roll to not get seen by George leaving at this point.
I'm just gonna walk casually, and if they notice that it is me under all this craziness, then so be it. But I'm just
Nancy,
walking
we don't
casually.
have to know it's you.
You're
You
also
stick out like a sore thumb.
the only civilians allowed on the Arkwing right now.
That
Hmm.
is an amusing point.
Mm.
Okay. George, make a perception roll.
Alright, hold on. That is a 16.
16. Okay. You do see Nancy walking down the ramp of the Arkwing and heading over to Hannah's.
But she now has a fedora and a
She
weird
has
ass
a
jacket,
fedora. She has a jacket with a big ass hole in the back of it. She's
and she
wearing
has
her
her scarf up and her
glasses.
goggles.
Goggles, yes.
Goggles.
George just kind of calmly walks over.
Hi. Are you new to the settlement?
Mm.
Oh my god, it's you. What is wrong with you?
George,
Mm.
beforehand, what is it you wanted to do at James's?
He just wanted to try and talk to James and see if he could convince him to at least give the cult a chance.
Roll charisma.
Yeah, roll charisma against his charisma.
Okay.
What does James have his charisma?
42. That is a 18.
Funny joke, because he's a computer, right?
Yep.
He rolled a 15. So, I will say, over the course of time until Nancy's coming down the ramp, you spend your time really trying to convince him to, at the very least, treat those in need, and even though he has his personal beliefs of the cult, and you find out that the reason he hasn't been treating anyone is due to what happened to him and the girls and Kitten at the colonist settlement. His entire argument boils down to, I've dealt with one cult, I'm not dealing with another.
George kind of agrees with this, and basically all he's really going to say to James is, look, I'm giving them a chance. If they cause problems, then I will deal with them. All I am asking is that you give them a chance too. And know that I am keeping my eye on them.
He gives
Very noted.
his approval. He sets Kitten off of attack mode. And
No.
No, it's
No, it's
Octoon.
Octoon. Octoon.
I was going to say it is just a deeper voice of Octoon.
Yep.
So,
Octoon.
good on ya. The girls are going to do. They don't talk much, and even when they do, it's in a hoarse whisper. And from talking to them, based on what you previously said before, it's not that they can't take the collars off. They just want to remember what has happened to them. They never want to forget who they were traveling with, who was important to them, and what their past was.
George kind of nods with this. I know we're kind of like speed doing this, but I'm gonna
very interested where this is going.
George is just gonna look at them and say, I understand what it is to want to remember those you've lost, and remember the path you've walked. I'll make sure the townspeople know that you're not still slaves, and that you're not following anyone. They should leave you alone.
They do appreciate it. They say that they will do really whatever it is that James will do. From what you gather, he has kind of taken them in as kind of a pseudo-guardian and a pseudo-mentor for the world of medicine. You do also learn that it has mainly been Kitten that has been giving them pointers. You are uncertain whether they can actually understand what he is saying, or if they are just watching what he's doing. But
I was gonna say, even if they understood German, it only says one word. So, Achtung, 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 Achtung. I see.
All right, I'll get right on that.
Fascinating.
Query noted. Thank you, Kitten.
Tell me more.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's much the same way that it is an understandable language.
Yeah.
Considering people were able to understand the noodle robot in Diamond City.
This is true.
Although, again, you are not entirely certain whether they understand it or if they act like they understand it.
Good.
It's like Amir, the kebab dealer in Britain.
Hey, so yes, you do see Nancy walking down the ramp from the Archwing in full getup.
George's just gonna calmly walk over, kind of look her up and down, slowly reach onto her head, take the fedora.
She snaps her hand on top of his and whips around and says directly in his face, "If you call me by my name right now, everything I've just planned will be for naught."
What have you planned?
Got it, Julio.
It's Robin.
See, that's just no fun.
Call her Jay.
Jay.
Sure. But whatever we're calling me, we're sticking with something.
Okay, pointers. Coming from someone who has performed stealth operations before. First of all, change your voice. Because if you're trying to be stealthy toward the people I think you're trying to be stealthy toward, I'm assuming they'll recognize the voice.
I don't know if I can do another voice.
He just kind of lowers his head. Why are you the one doing this?
Because I'm the only one who can do this.
What is this? And as
Is
he
there a
says it, he kind of
is there a
gestures the
secluded
entire
spot,
outfit.
John? Is there a secluded spot near us where we won't be disturbed?
Right now, you have about an hour until someone is to show up in front of Hannah's. So you can really go wherever. If you want a truly secluded spot, it would probably be either outside of one of the walls or behind the ramp of the Arcwing.
Behind the ramp. We're going there. We're right here anyway. Let's go.
Okay. When you get behind the ramp, you see a couple doing the nasty.
George
Nancy
kind
clears
of
her
grabs.
voice. Okay, kids, scram!
Oh my god. George just falls over laughing. Just the moment he hears it, he loses all control.
Nancy. Roll intimidation with charisma.
That's a 17.
So, with true terror in their eyes, they attempt to dress themselves as fast as possible as the young man and young woman are basically tripping over each other to get away from whoever you are. And you are, in fact, alone at this point.
You said to try a new voice.
George is just... He's in hysterics.
It worked! Okay.
He can't. He just can't.
Michael,
Hmm.
you should be aware that it is 9:27.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to disperse.
So, for the sake of it, do you want George to leave?
Yeah, it's fine. George is just gonna wander off into the night because he just can't deal. He's just gonna tell Nancy he trusts her judgment and walks away.
Oh, before he walks away, Nancy just says to him, and by the way, after whatever I'm about to do, I don't think it'll look good on you if I was your vice.
Jesus.
He just walks away. He's just no.
I'm basically saying I retire.
Okay. Alright. Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night,
Night.
Michael.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So you're going to wait to see if someone shows up at 5 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay. You staying behind the ramp or moving?
I'm moving to Hannah's Goods, Hannah's Goods, Hannah's Goods.
Okay.
That's her new theme song now.
You do see around 5 o'clock when the sky is starting to get a beautiful color of orange and yellow. You see the basic, soldiers coming on and off the ramp, paladins on and off the ramp. It seems like a shift change is happening. Some of the dog handlers are going back up onto the ramp, presumably to either feed or let the dogs rest. And then you see the woman that you were talking to previously up in the bar, not in her paladin armor. She has not exactly basic clothing on. They still have the Brotherhood logo, but it's just basically just basic jeans, a blue t-shirt, and a brown jacket over it with the Brotherhood logo on all three of them. On the jeans, it's on both of her knees. On the jacket, it's embroidered on the breast pocket, and on the t-shirt, it's just embroidered dead center.
Hmm.
Her hair looks a little messy. She's actually shorter than what you imagined. Her power armor really seemed to give her an extra foot of height, and she has messy brown hair that is tied up into a ponytail. It only comes to a little bit past her shoulders. Um, she is sauntering around with her hands in her pockets, and she does spot you as she's coming down the ramp. She gives a very obvious sigh and walks up to you.
How old is she, by the way?
From what you can tell, she looks to be about
Old
maybe
enough to be
22,
dominated.
22, 23.
Ah, so my age.
I reiterate.
And
So,
she does walk up to you.
so, it was the one who asked all the questions who decided to show up.
You have piqued my interest enough. You said to come stealthily, so I assumed we didn't need my power armor.
No, no, you didn't. Now, my name is Robin. You will call me Robin. And she holds out her hand to shake.
Okay, Robin. And she takes your hand, albeit hesitantly. My name is Jessica.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking this chance. What you're going to be doing will hopefully better a lot of people. Have you heard of the couple with the last name Rivers?
We haven't heard anything specifically about anyone named Rivers. There have been some happenings down here. A lot of young women who surprisingly match my description have been getting abducted.
Hmm. Well, that would be their doing. I won't give you the whole story of why they're doing what they're doing, but we're going to put an end to it, and we're not going to hurt them. I'm going to detox them. They're being controlled by alcohol. They're not usually like this. I can tell you that much. What I need is someone who will feed them, give them water, and make sure they go to the bathroom without trying to escape the house during their detox.
I see.
If all goes well, they won't hurt anyone and they'll return to who they were before.
So by pet sitting, you mean babysitting?
People. Essentially.
And
You would
how
only
much-
visit them twice a day. One in the morning, sometime in the evening. Hopefully not too far apart so that they don't piss themselves.
Well, considering I will probably be putting myself in danger for this, what exactly am I getting out of this deal?
You won't be in as much danger as you think. They will be restrained. I'll be sure of that. I will pay you for each visit, hopefully your visits won't be for too much longer, if all goes well. If it doesn't, I'll pay you more.
Have you
So
even
per
thought of how much I'm getting per night? Or per day, as it were?
I'd say 100 caps a day is all right, if that's all right with you. But I'm open to bargain.
She looks you up and down, and she seems to be thinking it over in her head for a minute, and then she sighs to herself and starts scratching her head. Jesus. Make it 150 and you have a deal.
We got a deal. Now, I will tell you, this plan isn't ready yet. We're still waiting on one key element to make sure that they are properly restrained before we start this pet sitting job. I will let you know when it's ready, but I need to know where I can find you so I can tell you.
Well, what exactly is it that you need before we get this started?
Sleeping gas.
Ah. Well,
Like I said, I'd rather not hurt them. If I can make them unconscious and then restrain them, that would be ideal. And I would also like to have that so if they do give you trouble, you don't have to resort to a bullet.
where will we be getting this sleeping gas?
From right here, and she gestures to Hannah's goods, in due time.
She looks a little hesitantly at the store. Ah, from this one.
Yes, interesting character.
Well, how long did she say before she would get you some?
John, when did she say? I can't remember.
She just said she would try and make something or try and find something. There was no given time.
There was no given time, but I will update you when I can. But again, I need to know when and where I can find you. Is there a place you usually go to every day? At a certain time I can meet you at?
Well, considering I'm on shift during the night, you can always find me on one of the outer walls. Or, if you wanted, I could come and find you.
Hmm. I'm sure I can find you in the outer walls. I don't want to cause you any more trouble than I already am.
Very well. I will... Let me think. We can't really customize our power armor too much, but I'll see what I can do to make it stand out. I will tell you that all the others on the outer wall only have basic power armor, no customizations on them, so I'll be the only customized one. And
I'll keep that in mind.
considering I'm both intrigued and a little bit curious as to what this is all about, give me until tomorrow night on my shift and I'll get some sleeping gas for you.
At this, Nancy, or Robin in this case, kind of tilts her head in interest. You have access to sleeping gas?
She smiles a little, almost devilishly. The Brotherhood has quite a lot of fun toys that we get to play with on occasion.
Jessica can't see this, but Nancy is smiling. I can tell we're gonna get along just fine.
Well, I certainly hope so. I seem to be doing a great deal of a favor for you.
You're also doing a great favor for a lot of young women. who could possibly be victims to these couples.
Let me make a quick roll. She almost seems to pass by that last comment as she moves in a little closer and leans down a bit. She is slightly taller than you. Still shorter than what you imagined, but slightly taller than you. And really leans down to try and see your face. Well, I would definitely like to see who I will be an accomplice with, if you don't mind.
That won't be necessary.
She gets back up a little disheartened. Well, that is unfortunate.
If all goes well, I will properly acquaint myself. But you still have to keep up your end of the bargain if you're really that curious.
Yes, I will keep up my end. This isn't the first time I've had to get my hands a little dirty.
Thank you again for meeting with me, and you'll be hearing from me, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Well, like I said, tomorrow night and I should have something that'll do the trick. I'll leave it up to you to decide if we use it or not, but we'll see.
I guess we shall. She tips her fedora. Have a great evening, and whooshes away into the sunset dramatically.
Okay. You do hear a small giggle from her as you lose sight of her as you're whisking away onto your adventure. And I will say that's where we end it.
Sweet.
I'm
Now,
very curious.
is Matt still here?
Yes. Yes, I've been listening to this travesty of a plan unfold.
I am very curious about next session. I have many questions that need answering.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I'm glad I could entertain you all. Jesus Christ.
What have you brought upon us?
You know, this wouldn't have had to have happened if certain characters didn't get too crazy.
It also wouldn't
Talking
have
about
happened.
certain characters.
It wouldn't have happened if their daughters had not disappeared and one of them is actively avoiding them and not even
He's
checking
right,
up on their mental state.
He's right, you know.
If they turned into monsters due to one of their daughters going missing, what happens when the other one just vanishes with the family dog? And
This
then
is
their
true.
town gets attacked.
Were they even sober for that, though?
They're sober enough.
Mm.
Their town got attacked. They got relocated from their house. So at this point, even if their daughters did come back, they don't have a home to come back to. So yeah. They're not exactly all there.
Neither is Nancy, let's be honest.
I can see that now.
Now? I thought you always knew. I'm
I've
sorry to
always
have
known.
surprised you.
I've always known, but this is above and beyond.
Oh no, I snorted. I hate snorting. Well. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
On a scale of 1 to 10, How much did you not expect this to go down?
You know, a 10. I expected you to, have a heartfelt but
Outcome
hard
of a brain.
conversation with your family that would.
Then again, I'll give you points, Marina. This is absolutely a D&D level bullshit scheme.
It is, yes.
There's one thing that is Nancy's probably her biggest fault is that she's very bad at what is it? Healthy communication. And she'd rather avoid confrontation with something so close to home, pun intended, than actually work out her feelings.
Evidently, yes.
And she will go to great lengths.
Anyways, John,
Mm-hmm.
would you mind terribly if we just RP'd my little bit up in the armory? Because there was something else I wanted to check on.
I forgot that you wanted to go to the armory. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
So, that's fine. So, the obvious, I am going up there to initially find someone for the 9mm install.
Okay.
And then, along with that, Lucas is gonna try and find the whereabouts of Vincent.
Jesus. Okay. I need to consult something real quick. Getting the attachments to the 9mm pistol is no big deal, and it takes all of about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Not even.
Okay.
From asking around, you have figured out that Vincent has left the Brotherhood.
Mm, got it.
He was very angry at the way certain things were handled and the way certain authoritative figures allowed things to be handled.
Mm-hmm.
And he has sworn vengeance upon the Brotherhood and has left.
Got it. Good. So we have an angry weaponsmith who's sworn vengeance on the town and mainly the sect. Good. Got it. I guess one other thing I'll ask about is if anyone has any. I'm sure someone has some of this. Polish and some Scotch Brite pads, or at least one or two of them
Okay. It's
to
not
clean up the flute.
It's not too difficult to find some of that. It does take you a little bit. The engineers do have stuff to deal with rust. They're a little confused why you're using it on a flute, but because you're well known around here, you're able to pretty easily get them to give it to you. And you do.
Okay.
Do you want to spend just the rest of the day polishing up the flute?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Then yeah, you spend the rest of the time polishing up the flute.
Okay. Just reorganizing my inventory.
Anything else either of you wanted to do?
I'm content.
Nancy's gonna put away her stuff, her disguise, and go to bed.
Okay.
She's tired.
Okay. I will leave the session with the fact that Nancy, as you are going to bed, you do pass by Vlad. Just in passing, you don't really talk to him unless you want to. Uh, he is currently wearing full Brotherhood gear. Aside from that, he seems to be going onto the elevator.
Hey, man. What you up to?
Oh, not much. Why? What's going on with you?
I don't entirely believe you, Vlad. Are you lying to me? And she kind of squints.
He looks a little taken aback. What do you mean?
What are you up to, Vladimir?
Well, I'm going up to see my father, I guess?
Oh, cool. What you seeing him about?
He looks at you confused. Did I do something wrong?
No. I'm sorry. My head's kind of everywhere, which is kind of my usual state. I was merely messing with you.
Oh,
That
there
this
anything-
voice, this is my joking voice. This means that I am messing with you.
I don't understand how you're changing your voice, but that's a neat trick.
Oh, thanks.
Is there anything you need help with?
No, I think I got everything settled. How about you? Anything I can help you with?
Well, I'm going to try and really be a part of my father's life, and he's going to try to be a part of mine, so I guess I want to get a little more confident and a little more worldly.
Nancy has a very big smile on her face hearing this. I'm very proud of you, my dude, and I think you're already heading in the right direction, figuratively and literally.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I'm doing good. But right now I really must go ask my father something.
Okay. What are you gonna ask him if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, well, I was just told that relations between two men and two women are kind of frowned upon, but also not really frowned upon, so I want to know what's up with that.
Oh. Ah. Vlad, can I just give you 2 cents from me before your dad tells you his opinion on it?
Well, I guess if you want to give me 2 caps, I won't be opposed.
No, I mean, it's a figure of speech. I want to give you my insight before you get his.
My father wouldn't hit me.
No, insight. Insight.
Okay.
Oh,
Bold of you to assume he knows what that means.
my opinion.
Okay.
Is it bold to assume he knows what that means?
A little bit.
Everybody has different views on those kind of relations, but just because somebody believes that what they think is right doesn't necessarily mean that you have to think the same way. You're entitled to whatever opinion you have. So,
Well, I
if
obviously
you're...
believe that 2 men and 2 women can be friends.
I believe that too. You don't know what relations entails, do you?
It's friendship, right?
It's a bit more than that. Tell your dad to do something he probably still hasn't done. Tell him to tell you about the birds and the bees before you have that conversation.
Okay. That's
Okay?
a bit weird why we would be talking about animals, but I'll trust you on this.
Yes, trust me on this. Remember, birds and bees. Birds and bees. Ask him about the birds and the bees.
Okay.
What's a bee? Down in the armory, Lucas's spine shivers at the thought of one of those bastards still existing.
Jesus.
So,
Yep, I'm just saluting Vlad.
okay. He thanks you, gives you a quick hug, and is on his way.
I'm gonna say at this point Nancy kind of feels ashamed of herself that she's not doing the same thing with her parents, but she's too deep in it now.
Okay. So that's where we'll leave it.
Okay.
Next session's gonna be fun.
This one was also fun.
Also,
Glad
I remembered
you learned
one
about
other
the
thing that I
bird.
wanted to do in the army, but it doesn't need to be RP'd. John, how hard would it have been for me to acquire one of those welding masks? Maybe from the surplus or something?
A basic welding mask, not hard.
Like one of the ones I described.
They've only got the basic box ones.
Nope, not what I'm looking for.
Okay. So then, yes, impossible.
Okay.